going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, if you missed our video from yesterday, we heard some crazy news about Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige actually using the words that watching the shows and the films had become like homework at Marvel Studios instead of entertainment. And there were some follow-up stories where we were hearing Marvel employees were saying the same thing, basically that they had created their own new little fan club where it was impossible for new viewers to be interested and enter something as big as the MCU without having been a fan for the past 20 years. Well, now we're hearing about a major change, and trust me guys, this is a really good thing, and it pertains to what's coming after Avengers Secret Wars and with a brand new 10-year plan for the X-Men. We're breaking down this latest report, what it says about the future of Marvel Studios, Phase 7, 8, and 9, and what it hopefully means for a post-Secret Wars return to form for Marvel. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Guys, thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately. Absolutely incredible. If you haven't already, just kindly invite you to do so. It's the number one thing you can do to support us as content creators, plus it'll enter you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so if you somehow missed the bombshell article from the Wall Street Journal yesterday, which we covered at the channel, it can be summed up like this. Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios realized that Marvel maybe got a little too big, a little too bloated, and that not only had they lost the narrative, but audiences had lost the plot. So now they're making huge sweeping changes with how they're going to run their content, both for TV and films, so that it doesn't feel as much like homework or basically this huge thing that's just so big no one can enter it now. And look, as a guy who's been playing World of Warcraft since the week that it came out, I totally understand. We want new players to play the game, you want new viewers to join the MCU, but how could you ever ask anybody to drop into the MCU now when we're almost 20 years into it? Well, that's their plan, and as it was revealed, this plan extends way past the end of the Multiverse Saga and Avengers Secret Wars. It's now being reported that Kevin Feige has a 10-year plan for the X-Men at Marvel Studios that would include Phase 7, Phase 8, and maybe Phase 9, and presumably what we've been calling in this little corner of YouTube, in anticipation of the next saga, the Mutant Saga. Now, obviously, details are super light on what those exact plans are, but there's a lot to unpack here. We've been hearing that Kevin Feige could walk away or sort of leave Marvel Studios at the end of Avengers Secret Wars. Let's face it, it would be a perfect point for him to do so if he wanted, but now we're hearing he's planning on sticking around for at least another 10 years. Plus, as per yesterday's article, what it made it sound like was, as Kevin Feige's direct input and quality control diminished because they went so wide with so many projects, the quality overall diminished as well. If Kevin Feige is now going to be directly involved with these plans for the next 10 years, it's sort of a promise that Marvel Studios can get back to the way things were and not feel so bloated with so many projects that feel like homework and actually feel like the entertainment and the sort of engaging media that, well, drew us all in as fans in the first place. Now, as of this moment, there were only two films we know for sure are going to be a part of Phase 7 after Avengers Secret Wars. The first of which is the X-Men reboot, which officially Michael Leslie, the guy who wrote the last Hunger Games movie, has been working on that script for over a year, and if you've been following industry insiders like Jeff Snyder, you'll know we've heard a ton of casting rumors for really a younger cast of X-Men coming in for this film. Though still no director has been announced, and the only other rumor we have about executive producers is perhaps the Russos and Agbos sticking around after Avengers Secret Wars to oversee this whole Mutant Saga with Kevin Feige as well. Now, the other film we know confirmed for Phase 7 is Black Panther 3. Ryan Coogler has now, on the back of Denzel Washington saying that he was going to join the film, admitted that he's definitely writing a part for him, they're going to make it work, and that Black Panther 3 is in the future for the MCU. He's working on the script right now. Past that, Blade has now been named as indefinitely on hold, and there have been rumors for a Midnight Suns or something like maybe Armor Wars to make a return, but I wouldn't hold my breath on either of those. The most likely candidates for the movies we're going to see early in the Mutant Saga that aren't X-Men related and a part of, say, Phase 7 would be Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange 3, and/or Thor 5. And obviously, Shang-Chi withstanding, because I don't believe they're going to kill him off in this early, plus Destin Daniel Cretton is now doing Spider-Man. They're going to do a Shang-Chi 2. If Thor and Doctor Strange are still alive at the end of Secret Wars, then presumably we get a Doctor Strange 3 or a Thor 5. If they, of course, die, then you can go ahead and just softly remove those titles from the upcoming slate. Now, I'm going to go ahead and call something out here because I feel like it needs to be said, even in the face of Marvel Studios realizing that it's become a little bit wide at this point and they want to bring in new fans, so they don't want to bog them down with the past history. Part of what made Avengers great was it had great lead-up films in Iron Man, in Thor, in Captain America, and when we finally got to the Avengers film, we were connecting with these characters. The same characters that took us all the way through the Infinity Saga, like Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, that we were connecting with at the end of Avengers Endgame. Marvel Studios should absolutely choose 1 or 2 X-Men and do the exact same thing, where we get 2 or 3 origin films or just solo films for those characters to lead into an X-Men style crossover, and then just stay with those characters as point of view or quarterback characters or whatever you want to call them through the Mutant Saga. So that when we get a sacrifice at the end, like Tony Stark sacrificed himself at the end of Infinity War, it means all that much more. And look, obviously, I don't think Marvel Studios intended it to be this way, but the reason it felt like homework, the reason it felt like there was no plot, literally, is because we didn't have those characters. If it was Doctor Strange, we should have seen him 3 or 4 more times than we did. If it was supposed to be Shang-Chi, we should have seen him 2 or 3 more times. By the way, if you're taking to the comments to call me out for saying Shang-Chi and tell me that it's Shang-Chi, it's not. Shang-Chi is the phonetical mispronunciation of his name. It's Shang-Chi. If you're going to take to the comments to correct someone, at least be right. And for the quote-unquote Mutant Saga, we're hearing it won't just be mutants, obviously. It'll be the whole ensemble and cast of the MCU as they have it, so it doesn't just have to be X-Men characters I'm referring to. It doesn't need to be Cyclops and Jean Grey or Cyclops and Storm. Although it would be very interesting if they chose some of those X-Men characters to explore in separate solo films, and for a character like Storm, who's never had one, that could be a really interesting take. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. What kind of films do you want to see in Phase 7, 8, and 9? And what do you think should be the major culminating crossover event for the Mutant Saga? There's obviously some good ones, and no, do not say Dark Phoenix. I think that is the one we know for sure they're not going to revisit again. I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right. We're still giving away PlayStation 5s. We're also giving away Thunderbolts tickets. In fact, let's announce a brand new winner here. K-Trads for this comment here, Cosmo8, my homework. Congratulations and thank you so much for your support at the channel. Either DM me on Instagram or email me under the About section of my channel. There's my business email. We'll get you verified. We'll get it right out to you guys. It's super simple to be entered for any of the giveaways. All you got to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen, like we just did, so please be safe and vigilant, and if you should ever get spam on YouTube or anywhere else, just report it directly to the platform. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on all platforms of the original music under the name All Fires. Thanks for checking the channel, guys, out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.